There seems to be quite a bit of confusion going on about Jesus of Nazareth. Now, there's more going on Facebook about Jesus of Nazareth than, in this building that I'm looking at over here. Because I've been in there pretty good, several times. And the conversation over there is not about Jesus of Nazareth unless I start the conversation. And I've started a few conversations, folks. But I don't want to bore you with, a bunch of details. But I'm looking at a picture, or not, I'm looking at a page. It's 1,386 in this book. And I'm looking at some red letters. That means I've got a red letter edition of the Bible here. And I'm looking at Matthew chapter 5. And the last words in chapter 5 is verse 48. It says, "Therefore, you are to be perfect as your heavenly Father is perfect." And then he goes on to beware of doing something. And he tells you how not to do something. And he says something about your Father. Now, I don't know if you know anything about your Father, but Jesus is explaining to these people about their Father. And he says they was given money, at the temple. And he says, don't let your left hand know what your right hand is doing, that your alms may be in secret, and your Father who sees in secret will repay you. And then he called somebody hypocrites about praying. And he said, this is his instructions to pray now. When you pray, go into your inner room, and when you have shut the door, pray to your Father, your Father. Jesus is giving these instructions, folks. Pray to your Father in secret. Pray to your Father who is in secret, and your Father who sees in secret will repay you. Now, he didn't give me any indication if, come ask me for anything. And then he goes on. Do not be like, a certain bunch of people. For your Father knows what you need before you ask him. And again, Jesus did not say, ask me what you need. I've already got it all figured out. That's not what Jesus said. And Jesus then instructed them to pray. And pray then this way, Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Folks, y'all really need to take something up with these pastors in these churches that are telling you, stuff like, Jesus is God, and then you got to pray to Jesus, and Jesus will answer your prayer, and you really got to seek Jesus, folks. Please don't believe those folks, please. Please don't believe them.